What if the secret to transforming your entire life wasn't about changing your circumstances, but changing the thoughts you have every single day?
Yeah.
Imagine a life where your dreams aren't just dreams, but they're actually realities you've crafted with your own mind. Today we're exploring Justice Hill Malcolm's really powerful book, You Become What You Think. Our mission here is to unpack how your thoughts shape your reality and, maybe more importantly, how you can tap into that power.
Yeah, it's a fascinating premise. Malcolm starts with this foundational idea. Your thoughts are literally the building blocks of your reality. Each one, he says, whether you're aware of it or not, sends out a kind of vibration, an energy that influences your emotions, your actions, and, well, ultimately the life circumstances you find yourself in. It's quite profound, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're already feeling that spark, finding these ideas valuable, please do make sure you're subscribed to the Book Blicker channel. Your support honestly inspires us to keep bringing you discussions like this. Let's make every listen count. Okay, so let's really get into this. The book kicks off with this core concept, thoughts as blueprints for reality. Have you ever noticed that yourself?
Okay.
Like how a single positive thought can just lift you up, while a negative one drags you right down.
Right. And Malcolm really emphasizes that this isn't just a coincidence, or it's the fleeting feeling. It's about the real, tangible power your mind holds. Each thought sends out that vibration we mentioned. It influences your emotions, which then influences your actions, and boom, there's your life circumstance. It's like a chain reaction. You see this with successful people, right? They often talk about mindset, visualization.
Yeah, they credit that positive thinking.
Exactly, because they understand, maybe intuitively, maybe consciously, that these mental vibrations attract things and help them navigate challenges.
And what's really cool is that modern science is starting to back this up, isn't it? Neuroscience, neuroplasticity.
Precisely. Neuroplasticity. It's a huge concept. It basically means your brain isn't fixed, it's adaptable. It literally physically rewires itself based on your consistent thoughts. The pathways you use get stronger. So when Malcolm talks about thinking positively, visualizing outcomes consistently, that's not just like wishful thinking. You're actually encouraging your brain to reconfigure itself to support those goals. It's biology.
Wow, he used that great analogy too, the mind is a garden.
Oh, the garden analogy, yes. It's so apt.
Your thoughts are the seeds, right? And you get to choose what you plant. You
Yeah.
can grow beautiful flowers
Right.
or let the weeds take over.
Exactly. And if you consistently water those seeds of positivity, optimism, resilience, Malcolm explains you'll see a real shift. Your whole emotional state changes. You feel more upbeat, handle setbacks better, and then naturally your actions start reflecting that. You start moving towards your goals almost automatically. It becomes this positive cycle.
But let's be real, it's not always easy, is it? Cultivating positive thoughts when life throws curveballs.
Nah.
Sometimes those weeds just seem relentless.
Oh, absolutely. And Malcolm acknowledges that. He really stresses patience and self-compassion. A garden doesn't bloom overnight, and neither does your mind change instantly. The book encourages you to start small. Just one positive thought, one small action. Build from there. Remember, it all starts with that single seed, that one intentional thought. That's the first step to becoming the architect of your own reality.
Okay, this is where it gets really practical, I think. Malcolm points out that while focusing on the positive is key, we also need to deal with those sneaky negative thought patterns.
Yes, this is crucial. He spends a good amount of time on this. These patterns often come from fear, insecurity, maybe past stuff, and they can shape your reality without you even realizing it. A big sign, he says, is that feeling of unease, anxiety, irritation, just feeling off. That's often linked to underlying thought patterns. Or maybe you notice the same negative thoughts popping up again and again. I'm not good enough. This will never work. Things like that.
Right, those recurring loops.
Exactly. And the first step, the most important one, according to Malcolm, is just becoming aware of them, noticing when they show up.
So what does this mean for us day to day? How do we actually cultivate the positive habits Malcolm talks about?
Yeah.
Sounds like a big shift.
It is a shift, but he breaks it down into accessible steps. It's not about ignoring problems, but reframing how you approach them. So instead of, I can't do this, try shifting to, okay, how can I figure this out? Or I'll find a way. It changes the energy completely. Another big one is celebrating your wins, even the tiny ones. Acknowledge your progress. That builds real confidence. And gratitude. He really emphasizes gratitude. Focusing on what you do have trains your brain away from lack. And finally, your environment matters. Surround yourself with positivity people, places, content that lifts you up. Positivity is contagious, thankfully.
That makes a lot of sense. And hey, if you're finding these ideas helpful, maybe discovering new ways to look at your own mindset, please do hit that subscribe button for the Book Blinker channel. Every subscription really does help us keep bringing these kinds of insights to you. We appreciate the support. Let's talk about the subconscious mind. Malcolm really delves into its power, doesn't he? That hidden potential.
He really does. He describes it like a sponge, just soaking up information, beliefs, emotions, all without your conscious filter. It heavily influences your automatic actions, your gut reactions, your decisions, often without you realizing why you're doing something. He calls it your silent partner in creating your reality. It's driven by emotion and ingrained beliefs, not so much by logic. Ever react automatically to something? That's likely your subconscious program running. Malcolm suggests connecting with it through mindfulness, becoming aware of those automatic thoughts and the feelings behind your actions. He even suggests paying attention to dreams as a possible window into the subconscious.
Okay, so understanding the subconscious leads directly into visualization, which Malcolm presents as a really key technique.
Yes, visualization is huge in the book. He defines it as actively creating a detailed mental picture of what you want. And he stresses this isn't magic, it's neuroscience working for you. Your brain starts working towards what it consistently visualizes. The key is vague detail. Don't just think about a new job. Picture the office, the people, the tasks, how it feels to succeed there. Engage your senses in the visualization. The more real it feels mentally, the more your brain believes it's possible or even already happening and drives you towards it. And consistency is vital. Daily practice, even just for a few minutes. Also visualizing how you'll handle challenges along the way.
Right, preparing mentally. And how do affirmations fit into this? How do they amplify visualization?
Affirmations are like the verbal reinforcement for the visual. Malcolm explains them as positive statements designed to counteract those negative, self-limiting thoughts. They act like a compass, constantly guiding your thoughts towards your goal. When you repeat them, you're consciously implanting these positive messages into your subconscious. So if you struggle with self-worth, repeating, "I am capable and valuable," starts to overwrite the old programming. Your brain starts to accept it. And crucially, he says to phrase them in the present tense, "I am confident," not "I will be confident," makes it more immediate and powerful for the subconscious. But even with visualization and affirmations, Malcolm points out these roadblocks, limiting beliefs.
Ah, yes, those deep-seated ideas about ourselves or the world.
Exactly. Things we accepted as true, maybe from childhood or past experiences, that hold us back. I'm just not good with money, or relationships always end badly for me. Malcolm says first, you have to identify them. Recognize them when they pop up. They often feel like unshakable truths. Then challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? Where did it come from? Is it based on fact or just fear? Does it actually help me? Usually the answer is no. So the next step is replacement. Consciously choose a new, empowering belief. It's not about denying reality, but choosing a perspective that serves your growth. Focusing on your potential, not past limitations.
Okay, so as we're doing all this work, identifying beliefs, visualizing, affirming, brings in mindfulness and focusing on the present. Why is that so important?
Well, mindfulness, as Malcolm defines it, is about being fully present and engaged right here, right now. Quieting that mental noise. It's like mental hygiene. It helps you observe your thoughts without getting swept away by the negative ones. You see them come, you see them go. This awareness gives you control. You start to realize your power isn't in dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, but right here, in this present moment. The present is where you choose your thoughts, where you direct your energy, where you actually shape your reality going forward. And building on that presence, Malcolm stresses the alignment between thoughts and actions. Visualization alone isn't enough.
Right, you can't just sit and think about being fit. You actually have to, exercise.
Precisely. He uses that great analogy. Thoughts are the architect, actions are the builders. The architect designs the plan, but nothing gets built without the builders doing the work. Your thoughts set the direction, your actions create the result. If your thoughts are about abundance, but your actions scream lack and fear, you're sending mixed signals, you're working against yourself. But when thoughts and actions align, thinking positively about health and making healthy choices, that's when you create powerful momentum. It just flows.
This connects to something else Malcolm talks about, which feels really fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
Self-love and acceptance. How does that tie into becoming what you think?
It's absolutely central. Malcolm argues that self-love is the foundation upon which positive thinking is built. If you don't fundamentally believe you're worthy or capable deep down, trying to overlay positive thoughts can feel inauthentic or temporary. Practicing self-love means changing that inner dialogue, Speaking to yourself with compassion, acknowledging flaws without harsh judgment, seeing mistakes or weaknesses not as proof of inadequacy, but as opportunities for growth. When you cultivate that base of self-acceptance, your positive thoughts about yourself become more genuine, more powerful, and naturally start influencing your actions and shaping a reality that reflects that self-worth. And none of this happens overnight. Malcolm really hammers home the importance of consistency and commitment.
Yeah, those seem like the engines driving the whole process.
Yeah, definitely. He describes transformation not as a quick fix, but as an ongoing process. Small, consistent steps, day after day. Consistency keeps you focused, it builds momentum, like dripping water eventually carves stone. Consistent positive thoughts reshape your mental landscape. And commitment is what keeps you going when it gets tough, when you slip back into old patterns, which inevitably happens. It's the decision to get back up, refocus, and keep practicing these principles, knowing that change takes time and effort.
So bringing it all together, how do we weave these principles, mindfulness, visualization, challenging beliefs, self-love, consistency, into the fabric of daily life? What are the practical takeaways?
Malcolm stresses it's not a magic trick you pull out occasionally, it's a way of being, a constant practice. Key steps he suggests include 1. Consciously commit to shifting your mindset. Actively look for the good. 2. Make mindfulness a daily habit, even just 5 minutes to observe your thoughts. 3. Maybe keep a thought journal for a bit. It helps you spot those recurring negative patterns and triggers. And 4. Be incredibly patient with yourself. Celebrate small wins. Remember, you're retraining habits built over years. It's a journey. Every step counts.
Wow, it really is a comprehensive approach. We've just journeyed through the core ideas of Justice O. Malcolm's "You Become What You Think." It's clear how much power our thoughts hold.
Absolutely. And remember, Malcolm emphasizes that while transforming your thoughts can feel challenging, it's a gradual process. It's not about flipping a switch overnight, but the power is yours. You can shape your reality truly one intentional thought at a time.
So the invitation is there. Start small, stay consistent, and definitely celebrate your progress along the way. Embrace the potential within your thoughts. Cultivate that self-love and nurture those supportive connections. Your journey to becoming what you think really starts now. Trust the process. Make it count. And one last time, if this conversation sparks something in you, please do consider subscribing to the Bookblinker channel. Your support means the world and helps us keep sharing these valuable insights. Thank you so much for listening today.